Hi, this is Mrs. Broad, and today we are going to talk about factoring trinomials. So the first thing I want you to do is pause this video and do the 2 review questions at the top using the boxes and blocks, or boxes and diamonds, that we talked about in the 12-1 notes. When you're ready, hit play, see if you remember those methods because we're going to be using them throughout this unit. Okay, for number 1, I got my product to be x squared minus 3x minus 18. That's just for moving from the top left to the bottom right. And then I did my column factors to get my factors of x plus 3 and x minus 6. So those are the 2 things that multiplied to give me that product. For number 2, I used the diamond trick from the 12-1 notes. Write the numbers that give a sum of negative 5x and a product of negative 30x. So if you remember the pattern from yesterday, if the product is negative, you have to have different signs on your left and right. So one had to be positive, one had to be negative. So I know that 5 and 10 multiply to give me 50. I needed to know which one added to negative 5, so I made the 10 the negative factor. So now we are going to move into the new material, factoring trinomials. They have given me the product. We have to figure out the 2 factors. I don't have anything in my boxes. Now, what I do know is that this x squared, just like always, goes in the top left of my box. And I do know that this 32 goes in the bottom right. Now, the problem is this 12x, I don't know. I have to split it apart to figure out what goes in the top right and what goes in the bottom left. This is where my sum and product, my magic diamond, comes in. So the sum in my magic diamond comes from the middle term. So I need something that's going to add to 12x. The product comes from multiplying my first and my last term. So x squared times 32 gives me 32x squared. So I need something that multiplies to 32x squared and adds to 12x. So this is where I am going to look at my factors of 32. Okay, and I can stop when I see, hey, 8 and 4 might work. 8x and 4x, because it's a positive product and a positive sum, both of those would need to be positive. So what that magic diamond just did was told me what needs to go in my other 2 boxes. I had just factored 12x. So I need the other 2 boxes to have 8x and 4x. It does not matter which one you put them in. Those are interchangeable. Those 2 boxes are interchangeable. Everything else is not. So now I need to column factor and row factor like I've done in the past. And these are going to give me, this is going to give me my answer. So x squared and 4x have an x in common. 8x and 32 have a positive 8 in common. So now I'm going to row factor. X squared and 8x have an x in common. 4x and 32 have a positive 4 in common. That is my answer. My answer is x plus 8 times x plus 4. So we're using all of those pieces that we looked at in 12-1 to help us figure out what the factors are when we're given the product. So in Unit 11, we were given the factors and we found the product. We are working backwards to factor it. So let's look at number 4. So what we do know is that 2y squared has to go in the top left and positive 6 has to go in the bottom right. But we don't know how to factor out the negative 7y. What's going to go in the boxes for those? So we need something that adds to the middle term, negative 7y, and multiplies, remember, to the first and last term. So 2y squared times 6 is 12y squared. So I need something that adds to negative 7y, and if it helps you to make your diamond, negative 7y, and multiplies to 12y squared. So my factors of 12 are 12 and 1, it's not going to work. 6 and 2, not going to work. 3 and 4. Now remember that my pattern is if the product is positive, both sides have to be the same sign. So since my sum is negative, both of these have to also be negative. So negative 3y plus negative 4y gives me negative 7y. Negative 3y times negative 4y makes a positive 12y squared. So that tells me what is going to go in the rest of the box. Because remember, if I was working backwards to get this answer right here, I would say 2y squared plus these two things, which would be negative 7y, plus 6, that would be my answer. So I had to work backwards to figure out what actually went in the box. So now my goal is to column factor and row factor, to get my starting factors. Let's see. So 2y squared and negative 4y have a 2y in common. Negative 3y and 6, remember that negative is going to come out to the closest side, have a negative 3 in common. So let's look at it this way. 2y squared and negative 3y only have a y in common. Negative 4y and 6, that negative is going to come out here, have a negative 2 in common. And you can always double check just to make sure, work it backwards, 2y times y, 2y squared. Negative 3 times y, negative 3y. 2y times negative 2, negative 4y. Negative 3 times negative 2, positive 6. So my factors are 2y minus 3 and y minus 2. Remember, those are interchangeable. You could write the y minus 2 first if you wanted to. Okay, so let's look at number 5. I know that s squared goes in the top left and negative 48 goes in the bottom right. Now, I also know that everything needs to add to 2s and multiply to my outside terms, which would be negative 48s squared. So thinking about the diamond, my factors of 48 have to be pretty close to each other in order to add to a small number like 2. So what I can see is that 8 and 6 are factors of 48. So I know I have 8s and 6s. Which one has to be negative in order to get a positive 2? That would be the smaller one. So 8s minus 6s gives me 2s. Remember that these are the two that go in my box to complete my box so that I can finish factoring. So now I'm going to go to my row factor, or sorry, column factor first. You can row factor first if you want to. I just do it this way. So they have an s in common, 8s minus 48. They have a positive 8 in common. Remember, even though there's a negative on that 48, it is not closest to the outside of the box, so I am not going to pull it out. So then I'm going to row factor. S squared and 8s have an s in common. Now I'll pull out that negative. They have a negative 6 in common. So my factors are s plus 8 and s minus 6. if we don't give you the box and build the box out. Okay, so I'm going to make my own box because I didn't get a box there. And I'm going to fill that box in with what I know, 3x squared and negative 6. What I don't know is what my other two factors are, but I know they have to add to the middle term and multiply to the two outside terms. So I need something that adds to negative 7x and multiplies to negative 18x squared. So my factors are 18 and 1, that's not going to work. 6 and 3, that would give me a sum of 9, or 3 if I'm subtracting, that's not going to work. 9 and 2. So 9 and 2 will work, but which one needs to be negative in order to get a negative sum? And that would be the larger number. So negative 9x plus 2x gives me that negative 7x. So those are the numbers that are going to go fill out the rest of my box. Now I can do my column factoring and my row factoring. So my columns, I have an x in common. Remember, I'm going to pull out that negative right there. I have a negative 3 in common there. And then I'm going to row factor. And that gives me a 3x squared and negative 9x. They actually have a 3x in common. And then 2x minus 6 have a positive 2 in common. I'm not going to pull out that negative. I already pulled it out on the top. So my factors are x minus 3 and 3x plus 2. So this is the answer that we're looking for. So for the last one, I would go ahead and let you do this one on your own, but I will give you a hint. I always like them written correctly, which would be this way. So remember that when you're putting those in your squares. So go ahead and pause and hit play when you're ready. Okay, so I got that my factors were 2x plus 5 and 3x plus 1. I went ahead and found that I needed something that added to the middle term of 17x and multiplied to the two outside terms of 30x squared. And that came out to 15x and 2x, which I put into my box. Remember that when I was row factoring at the bottom, 2x and 5 had nothing in common, so I pulled out a 1. Okay, so that is how you factor. But I do want you to see one thing. If we look back at the very beginning, there is kind of a little shortcut for some of these. If you have a polynomial that has a coefficient of 1 in front of the x squared, so it's just plain x squared, what you should notice is whatever my two side factors are, that is what was in the factors. Now, it does not work if I have a 2 in front of it. You notice I had negative 3y and negative 4y. That is not what came out. But if I look at number 5, I had a 1 in front of the s squared. I put in an 8s and a negative 6s. When I factored it out, I factored out a positive 8 and a negative 6. Okay, so that's just a little shortcut to help you with those, if that makes sense. If not, do it the long way. We will learn some tricks along the way.